Hey, super friends, it's Kev doing another pre-intro for episode 54 right here, right now. I'm going to try to keep it a little bit shorter than I did last week for the Podiversary event. That was a big deal. I think you can understand why we went long. Doing a pre-intro because this is another live show. This was a live show that we did in November 17th, 2016. We held this show at BridgeSet Sound. After the podcast fest, Steve had asked me if I was interested in doing a show at his store. And I jumped at the opportunity because it was on South Street, one of my favorite spots in Philly now. And it was with a guy who I knew could handle the sound for us, make us sound really good. And honestly, I just was riding the high of the podcast fest and was really looking forward to doing the show live more often. And the only issue I have with this show, this episode, is that I did not promote it at all. This all falls on me. I'm going to take the blame here. My uncle had passed away November 6th, and I kind of checked out up until really mid-December, really. And so I didn't really promote this show until maybe 2 or 3 days beforehand. So, it is what it is. It was a real casual podcast that you're going to listen to. It's a little bit different, just slightly different than some of the other ones we've done live in Philly here. But I really loved the space. I really loved doing it at BridgeSet Sound, and I look forward to doing it again. I know he's doing a couple more podcasts. We were the first one to kick off podcasting in the store. And he's got some more shows that are about to start doing it there as well, if not already, So really cool that Steve has opened up his store to do that. I hope to make one of our, at least, at minimum, 6 shows we do in 2017 at his store. So without further ado, let's sit down, let's hop in our time machine, whether it's a DeLorean or a TARDIS. Let's go back to a time when we just had a reality star president-elect. Let's go back in time when I sat down with Mike as my co-host, and we chatted with Jeff Stormer from the Party of One podcast. When we played NPC from Paracosm and Press. Let's go back in time when we had my good buddy Nicholas Reed on to play us some tunes. Known this guy for 9 to 10 years at this point. Excellent musician from Danger Club, from How I Became Invisible, formerly from Robots and Race Cars. One of my favorite bands of all times, despite what Nicholas tells me in this episode. So here it is, right here, the live edition of Everything is Awesome Late Night at BridgeSet Sounds on awesomepodcast.com and coretemparts.com, baby.
From BridgeSet Sound on South Street, the hippest street in Philadelphia, it's Everything is Awesome. Tonight's guests, host of Party of One, Jeff Stormer. Music from Nicholas Reed. And now, here's your host, Kevin Gallagher.
Everything is awesome.
Break it down. Degenerate into something fool. We just got tired of doing what you told us to do. That's a break, boy.
Don't die now.
That's a break, little man. Break it down.
All right, now John.
We can cut it. Are you ready?
No. No.
No. I said, are you ready?
Still no.
I just want to hold the mic. I don't know. I have to adjust this. There we go. Welcome to this week's edition of Everything is Awesome Late Night. I am your host, Kev, and this is the show where we sit down and talk to awesome people about awesome things. Thanks for coming out, guys, or gal, and all the streaming people. Big thanks to Steve and BridgeSet Sound for hosting us for the first live podcast from the venue. Let's give it up for my co-host this evening, the creator of Tellest, my best friend, Mike DeAngelo.
Howdy.
What we need one of those applause machines.
Yes.
and lasagna.
If we could get that going, that'd be swell.
So, man, a lot has happened in the last 9 days, dude. Like,
I don't know what you're talking about.
I feel like we're in the upside down. Like, we have the demon president-elect.
What is it? The Demo Gorgon or something?
It was a good show. I just forget what he's actually called.
I'm behind the times. I haven't watched that yet.
It's such a good
I really
show.
liked it better when we were going to do the community reference.
Okay.
We
Well,
are in the darkest timeline.
We are in the darkest timeline. No, yeah, it's been an interesting week. So we're not going to get politicky here because it's been 9 days. I mean, do we need to?
That time has passed.
It's if you go on Facebook, you wouldn't think so.
No, that's true. We were talking about it in the green room.
What's nuts to me is that it's like Facebook is all about Trump. Like everyone I know on Facebook.
We were talking about it. Depending on what platform you're on, that's where
people are either not talking or talking about Trump on the Facebook, and on Twitter, it's all about not Trump, like hatred of Trump, rightfully so. But
you're supposed to be nonpartisan.
The Rock 2020, guys. The Rock 2020. That's for my vote. Even if I have to write it in, or I'll write myself in because I'll be 36 for the next election.
You'll be ready.
I'll be ready. I think I can do it, and I'll run it all on new media.
I'm going to campaign against you. I don't care if I win the presidency. I just want to get more votes than you. I'm going to petition to the United States government to find out whether or not I got more votes than you.
But you have to be. It's complicated. I Googled how to run for president the other day because I was like, well,
if it's that easy,
it's
like, all right, well,
man.
this is how you do it. Google tells me how. It's on a how-to wiki.
There's 4 methods and whatnot. Anyway, what are our notes? What are we doing? I forget what we're talking about. We started talking about the Flash in the green room, and I got giggly.
Do you want to do the bit?
No, we're not going to do that bit. So I do want to bring up because we started at your house tonight, and going into your house, you have no kids
that I know of.
It's it's clean as a whistle compared to it. I have 2 kids, and like do you ever stub your toe anymore, like in your 30s?
Yeah, I didn't say anything when you were talking about your toe stub, but you saw the pieces of wood that I had hanging out.
Yeah.
My dog and I have each stubbed our toe twice on that thing.
But
I didn't know
wood,
dogs
right?
could stub toes.
They have toes. They can stub them.
I didn't know that they did that.
But it's on wood, right?
Yeah.
Like you stubbed it on a manly piece of wood. Last night I went to kick a balloon. A little alien balloon that my kids got for Halloween, and somehow jammed my toe into the ground as I did it. And what makes it worse is that out of everything I could drop a bottle of shampoo on this morning,
that toe?
It was that toe. I'm limping because I kicked a balloon, basically.
You failed at kicking a balloon.
Failed at kicking a balloon. So you haven't watched Stranger Things yet?
Nope, haven't watched Stranger Things. Haven't caught up on Luke Cage. Haven't watched Once Upon a Time.
Wait a second. Well, I understand why you don't watch Once Upon a Time, and we're probably going to talk about that later for when we bring one of our guests out, because him and his wife do this excellent thing with Once Upon a Time that is completely against the podcast we used to host, but I love it because the show is shit.
It's degraded.
Anyway. But yeah, so you, what did you say you're not caught up on?
No, Luke Cage.
Yeah,
haven't watched the first episode of that.
How are you not caught up on?
Because we've been trying to catch up on Teen Wolf. I lost my man card just now, right?
It's well, I mean, listen, in backstage or green room or whatever you want to call it, everyone was like listening to everything that they talk about. Like all the guys were like, yeah, this is my guilty pleasure. Mm-hmm. My wife got me hooked on this and whatnot. And I'm sitting there like, I don't have anything. But then I remembered that it is 100% Teen Mom.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Teen Mom. That's my guilty. Jen got me hooked on, I got her hooked on The Walking Dead.
Mm-hmm. I like how she watches it without you.
No. We watch it together. I won't watch it without her.
Oh, okay.
Because that's the one show. That, How to Get Away with Murder, and Teen Mom.
Yeah.
3 shows
none of the big Netflix shows since
Daredevil 1?
No, Daredevil 2 that I've caught up on. I didn't get the latest seasons of House of Cards, Orange is the New Black, and then Luke Cage I haven't done.
What about Jessica Jones?
Jessica Jones I'm caught up on because that came before Daredevil 2, didn't it?
Yeah.
So.
Oh, I see what you. I see how your math works now.
Yep.
I see how your math works.
But I did watch The Ranch on Netflix.
Is that any good?
Yeah, it's actually pretty decent. Very, very Republican.
It's is Trump a guest star on it?
On like 3 episodes.
I wouldn't be surprised because that's the kind of president we have now is a game show host.
Yes, that's true.
A game show host guy. Anyway, I love America. Team
Be
America.
more enthusiastic about it. I guess I love America.
No,
It's all
I
right
do.
Sometimes.
Here's my thought process. The only thing political we'll get to is, can I get one of those? Because there's 2 copies of this.
Are they? Oh, that's nice.
The only thing I'll say is that the only thing I can hope for is that we make it out in 4 years and then we get a do-over because regardless of how he is as a person post-election, he still was a big old bigot on during his campaign.
Yeah, man, there was a lot of people who were going for that too. That's the scarier part.
Yeah, well, more people didn't vote, which is
Yeah, that's
the
true. Well, it was like
scary part, too.
60% of the country didn't vote. I thought that people were like turning out in droves and everything.
When I went to go vote, there was no line. But I mean, granted,
That's true. It wasn't like that for us either. But we didn't go until like 7 p.m.
I
so.
went at 8 a.m., so that's probably why there was no line. So I guess we'll do some trivia because we have
You don't want to do the bit?
10.
You're like, I'm nervous.
I mean,
we don't have to do
I guess
the
we
bit.
could do the bit, but I mean, I feel like it's a wasted opportunity.
Let's just go to trivia.
Yeah, because I feel like the idea of doing trivia with our director and our audience member is, and possibly our guest if they're listening in the back, I feel like that is funnier. So we'll do
All
that.
about it.
So you have the prizes out.
I do have the prizes.
I have the questions. Are we gonna do all 10, or should we just do? I feel like we should only do 4 at most.
I say we do all 10.
Okay.
But we introduced the staring contest that we were talking about.
Yeah. Once everyone. Okay. Wait. Can we hit the? We have a sound. Let's talk about that real quick. Can we talk about New York?
Sure.
Okay. So
absolutely.
The last live podcast we did, a lot of things changed since the first one we did in the Philadelphia Podcast Fest. Trump is president. I'm 20 pounds heavier.
Now, hold on. This is the most awesome part. We had a fitness guru show up at our last one, talking about how we needed to lose that 20 pounds, and we have both gained since then.
I was 225, 230 at the Philadelphia Podcast Fest. I am up to 247, and he made us do push-ups. He made us do ab rolls. And we kind of had like an unspoken bond that we were going to lose weight. I even sent him a text like a month or 2 ago saying, "Hey man, like I'm going to pay you to tell me how to be a better person."
You almost passed out trying to tie your shoes at my house earlier today.
I don't know if it's because I'm like because it's further to reach, like you said.
Yeah, you have to work against yourself more.
I feel like it's more because I'm literally just squeezing my gut together. It's awful. Being fat is awful, guys. Don't ever do it. But you're beautiful if you are. You are beautiful. I don't want to fat shame anyone. I'm fat, guys. Okay, I'm allowed to do it. I'm fat. It's okay. Can we? Oh, and so New York was awful because there was no sound guy. We played our music through a microphone.
Through a microphone from a cell phone.
From a cell phone.
Yeah.
So it's good to be back on South Street in Philadelphia because we have the same sound guy that we had at the Philadelphia Podcast Fest who made us sound like $1 million. And I can say, Steve, hit the trivia music, and it happens. That was one con.
A me-con?
The other thing that changed from the Philadelphia Podcast Fest is we have segment songs now.
Yeah.
We're a little bit more professional.
You paid for that song. You want to use it.
Yeah, I mean, it was only $5, but trust me, I bought a song for much more than that we're playing tonight. I don't think our guest is happy about it. He's more so not. He can talk about it when he's out here. All right, our first question. This is a lot like Quizzo, guys, except no fancy buzzers or equipment or anything. If you want to answer, just scream out "awesome."
Yeah, that means you guys in the green room.
And if you answer it, you get a prize.
What holiday do Americans spend the most on cards? Is it A, Valentine's Day, B, Christmas, C, Easter, or D, Mother's Day? Incorrect. Incorrect.
Everyone hates their mothers.
Valentine's Day. Incorrect.
All right, we got 2 people in the back. There's 2 answers left. And pass.
The answer was B, Christmas. Valentine's Day is the second most. Mother's Day was actually, I think, pretty low on the list.
Everyone hates their mothers.
It's all right. Question 2. What is considered to bring good luck all year round on Valentine's Day? Is it A, a hug, B, a box of chocolates, C, a rose, or D, a kiss?
Everyone's embarrassed now. I don't want to be wrong.
It is not chocolates.
There you go. Oh my God! Well, how did we end up with hard questions?
I should have made all the answers the letter C again because it was
That's true, all the way down.
Yeah.
There's a theme.
But not this week. That was because the last trivia we did in Philly was truly impossible. So it was all about the word awesome. It was hard to find trivia.
That was really tough.
People hated us.
You're talking about the one in Philly.
Yeah. I don't remember the one in New York because I erased that from my memory. I used one of those.
You just bleached your brain?
Yeah, no, I went to see Will Smith in the MIB and he
There
took
you
care
go.
of it.
How do you remember that?
Paradox. The answer is D, a kiss. This is going to be a lot of prizes for your customers to have because we're just leaving them here for you. 3. Where was the first St. Patrick's Day parade held in 1737? Was it A, New York City, B, Dublin, C, Boston, or D, Cork?
Boston, New York City.
No. I'll give it. Here's the hint, though. Close. Yes, Boston.
Run that back.
we have a winner. Tellest and Everything is Awesome swag. It's all self-promotional, guys. Which country brought us the tradition of Easter eggs? Is it A, Germany, B, Switzerland, C, America, or D, France?
Awesome.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, so question 5. Question 5 I didn't write down on my note cards because it was for Mother's Day. And all the questions for Mother's Day kind of sucked. Are we going to go with it still?
Yeah, why not?
You ask.
It's good to know. How long did Elvis Presley sleep in the same bed with his mother? Was it A, until he was 2, B, until he was 3, C, until he was 4, or D, until he reached puberty?
You know you want to say it.
It's gotta be D.
It totally is.
It is D. It is D. That wasn't a joke answer, guys. Okay, what is the most popular gift for Father's Day? Is it A, hammers, B, ties, C, golf clubs, or D, booze?
Awesome ties.
There you go.
Yes, there it is.
Now I gotta ask a question before we ask the next trivia question.
Okay.
Did you ever buy your dad a tie?
I don't know. No, I think I was more of always like the hat t-shirt combo.
We got him tools every now and then, like me and my brother. I don't think I ever bought my dad a tie. I don't think I ever bought my dad clothes of any kind.
I would always go to like Target or Walmart and buy the $10 package that has the Guinness hat and the Guinness shirt, maybe the Guinness PJs too. I always went and got that. And as a father now, I expect ties, but I don't get them because despite me wearing a black tie, I actually I have a Daredevil tie that I really like. I really like fancy. Daredevil's not fancy. Expressive ties, but I never get them. All my ties are not expressive because no one buys them for me. My gift this year was you can take an improv class, and I haven't cashed in on that yet. So.
There you go.
What mask was used by Michael Myers in the movie Halloween? Okay, let me rephrase that. I realized that written that. I don't think that makes sense. What did production use? What mask did production use? Close. I'm gonna give that to him.
Yeah.
It was and maybe what I read is incorrect, but it was William Shatner's mask painted white.
I mean, it probably was the same thing. They
Or
probably
inside-
went
yeah.
inside out and painted it white.
Okay. I need a prize for Nick.
You do need a prize.
Give me that prize.
There you go.
There you go. All right, we have a couple more questions left. Let's see. What's the tallies here? We got 2, 1, and I think each of them have 1.
Yes.
So Steve is in the lead. People watching live, you cannot win a prize. Sorry, you can answer, but you cannot win a prize. You get bragging rights. What day? I also can't read the chat. That should be important to say. So hi streamers. Is there anyone actually watching on the stream?
Yeah, it's been bouncing.
Okay, cool.
We're going from 0 to 1 and back to 0.
It's
That one right now.
Yeah.
4 at once.
This show sucks.
I'm used to the days of Stickcam where they're like, we're just gonna put you on the front page, and then get shut down for doing bad things.
Ooh.
Not us. We didn't get shut down. We got shut down for other reasons, but they got shut down for bad reasons. What day off? What day of the year is busiest for plumbers? Is it A, Thanksgiving, B, St. Patrick's Day, C, Black Friday, or D, New Year's Day? Don't let me saying B fool you.
This one like blew me for a loop.
Yeah.
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 I'll give you my first would be B,
Nope.
and then I would guess D.
Nope. No, but you would think so because they're both like.
Not New Year's Day because it feels like a plumbing would be.
No, it's actually Black Friday because everyone eats on
Yeah,
Thanksgiving.
yeah. So you figure you're just blowing it up.
Do you think
Or-
Steve hates me on the inside because I just keep throwing my cards on the ground?
I mean, as long as you pick it up at the end of the day, I think he'll forgive you.
I'm the host. I don't clean shit.
Then he will hate you.
What is the name of Scrooge's dead business partner? Is it A, Lou Hayward? Is it B, Frank Finley? Is it C, Nicolas Cage? Or is it D, Jacob Marley?
D. Jacob Marley.
There you go.
There we go.
I like how you spelled it wrong too.
No, that's how it was spelled on the internet. It was spelled like that on the internet. The internet does not lie. All right, last question, people. Last question. What is the most common New Year's resolution in the United States today? Is it to A, quit smoking, B, find love, C, get Trump impeached, or D, to lose weight? That is accurate.
Which books do you have?
Don't worry about it.
I was just going to use this as kindling. All right.
That's what I wanted.
So I think it's time to bring our first guest out. Our first guest is someone who I met through the Philadelphia Podcasting Society page. He was promoting his podcast, asking if anyone wanted to be a guest on it. And like we were just getting ready to not launch our podcast for tabletop because that didn't happen, but to play tabletop. Sure. And I jumped on it instantly, and we've been chatty ever since. And we're actually I'm getting ready to be on a show again soon for a. I don't know if he wants to talk about us. So I'll keep it hush hush. But please welcome to the show, host of Party of One podcast, Jeff Stormer. Woo! Oh wait, he needs a chair. Yeah, right over there, buddy.
Good thing that had a cap.
I think we can make some room here.
We're prepared to do the John Cena entrance at any given time.
I didn't know that was an option.
It's always an option.
Are there vuvuzelas at this shop? There we go.
That's so weird.
I'll just make the noise.
So Jeff, how are you, man?
I'm all right.
Thanks for coming out on short notice for
Oh,
this podcast.
No problem. No worries at all.
I feel like Steve hates me because I keep moving shit around because I can't get comfortable doing. I'm so used to just holding a microphone. I don't know what I want to talk about. I didn't.
All right.
I didn't plan the show.
This is great.
This is great. No. So can we talk about the
Yeah.
the
I don't
episode
see
I'm going to be
why
on?
not, Yeah.
So almost a year. No, not almost a year ago. A couple months ago, like
Couple months
9
ago,
months ago,
like,
maybe.
Yeah, something like that.
We did a Doctor Who episode.
Yeah. It was good.
Which there's a Doctor Who tabletop RPG game, and it was between that and some zombie one that I found. Because I had no idea. Like you're like pick a game. I'm like there's more than D&D. So yeah, the Doctor Who one just jumped out at me because it was Doctor Who.
Right. Sure.
and I've always wanted to play the Doctor in like a skit or something that we've always talked about, and like an Americanized version of the Doctor, because I feel like that's under the American people need to be represented in some fashion.
So in this Doctor Who game, do you play as the Doctor no matter?
No, you can do a bunch.
There's rules for playing the Doctor. There's rules for playing a companion. There's rules for playing like a time agent. Like you can really do whatever.
You can be part of a unit. You can be. You can literally just do a whole campaign that doesn't involve the Doctor.
Yeah.
Like if that new show, The Class, if you wanted to do a campaign based on that, you could.
Yeah.
But we did. I was the next version after Peter Capaldi.
Yeah.
Who happen to be American?
Yes. Because and then he was hiding out in New York City or something.
Yeah, something like that.
And went on he's like a cranky person because Clara is gone or something.
Right.
I forget my backstory a little bit. I'm going to re-listen to it.
Good.
So that we can record it properly. But yeah, so can we say what it is?
Yeah,
Like,
we're doing the Christmas special because it's Christmas time and that's going to happen.
I'm so excited because the way Jeff edited this episode,
Oh, I loved it. I was real proud of that.
it was like an episode of Doctor Who.
The one thing I'm gonna get it right this time. Mark my words, I'm gonna get it right this time. Is I'm gonna get the commercial effect just right because I wasn't able to get it for the last time because like the bastards at the can I say bastards?
Yes.
No,
Yeah.
no.
The bastards at the BBC took Doctor Who off of Netflix just when I was like, I need to go watch it and figure out like what the commercial effect is. Yeah, it's not on Netflix anymore. Yeah, right?
Yeah, I think it's on Amazon Prime.
Amazon?
It's on
Amazon
Amazon.
Probe?
Yep, Amazon Probe.
And Jacob Merrily.
Yeah, they took it off, so I gotta like sit down and watch an episode and remember like exactly where on the theme song the credits are or the commercial cut is, because it's like a real specific cut of the song is when they cut the commercial. So I'm gonna figure that out.
Just
for the
jump
new
right
episode.
on YouTube.
Yeah.
Now, let's explain what your podcast is. It's not just a bunch of people playing tabletop, because it's quite the opposite of a bunch of
Technically,
people.
I have 2 podcasts.
Oh, that's true. You do have 2 now. That's right. Well, let's talk about Party of One, then we can talk about the other one too.
Yeah. So Party of One is an actual play role-playing game podcast. So it's me sitting down. It's focused on 2-player role-playing games. So every week I sit down with a guest one-on-one. We play a short role-playing game, whether it's something designed for 2, like Mars Colony or Our Radios Are Dying. That's a good one.
That's probably my favorite episode.
That's a good one. That's a good episode. Yeah. Or something that is not designed for 2, but that we've hacked to 2, like Doctor Who or like D&D, that like we found out how to work it with 2 players.
And it's easily, I mean, your show was my gateway into tabletop RPG.
That makes me really happy. Thank you.
Was, yeah, well, and from you, I got Too Cool for Tabletop because you had Jason Ashley on. And I think there was another one, but I ended up switching to Campaign because
Campaign is great.
The last show that you were a guest on mine on, we talked about Campaign podcast. And that I fell in love with instantly.
I love Campaign. I'll watch that forever.
I'll let you explain it because you are much more articulate than I.
Campaign is an actual play using the Star Wars Edge of an Empire campaign. It is a group of improvisers and storytellers out of Chicago, and it is basically the story of the group of people that stole the plans for the Death Star, or as they came to call it, the murder ball, because they're like, it's like some kind of murder ball. And they stole that, and it's the story of how those plans got to the rebellion, which if it sounds like that's the plot of a movie that's about to come out, it is.
But they got there first.
Yeah, they were doing it.
Right.
They were doing it.
So Disney's biting their style.
Yeah. They've been doing it for like 3 years now, I think.
Sounds about right.
It's been about 6 days in storyline.
Yeah, that's what I love about it, because they go on tangents. That's the kind of gameplay I like to do. I like to take things on tangents and go for crepes and whatnot. And that's
for an entire session.
Yeah, and that is like JPC, Tristan Valentine. So it's just there's anyone out there that's listening to this, you have to like don't shut this down. Watch this first.
No, shut this down. Go.
We'll wait. But Campaign Pod is, and it's something that like recently it's become really important to me because it helped me get through. Like it was a nice laughing thing, so it helped me get through a hard time. It's a Star Wars thing, which is also important to me, and it is like the way you talked about Chikara
Mm-hmm.
on the last episode you were on of Everything Is Awesome, is the way I feel about Campaign Pod now. Like it's everything I want it to be.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a fun story. It's never is it emotional really, but I get emotional about it because it makes me
I feel
think
like
about
there are
things.
some emotional moments in Campaign. There are
Yeah.
some moments where I got a little choked up.
It's hard. I binged it, so they all blends together. So I forget now that I'm caught up with all the rest of the normies. I don't know. Like I'm waiting. Then I haven't released one. I think for a week and a half. Like I'm like
Something
oh,
like that.
oh come on, get over that migraine. Come on. So it's but yeah, it's wonderful. And I do want to chat a little bit about rest. Oh, let's chat about your other podcast. All
My Fantasy Children.
All My Fantasy Children.
It is a podcast where Aaron Catano and I take listener prompts from Twitter, Facebook, email, however you want to get a hold of us. You can throw a rock through our window. Don't throw a rock through our window.
I feel like your wife would be mad
Yeah,
about that.
please don't. See?
Throw it through Aaron's window.
Yeah, he's probably fine with it. And we turn them into role-playing game characters. We roll on some tables. We tell some stories. It's a lot of fun.
Now, do you? Is it like specific games that you create them for?
We create them for whatever game I have lying around at the moment that I want
Okay.
to. We've used we use a lot of D&D, and we use a lot of a weird old 80s book called Central Casting that was recommended to us. And it's just a lot of games that have a lot of tables that you can roll on for like, what's this character's hobbies? Well, let's find out. And we roll the table, and it's a lot of fun.
It's and I saw that someone make a plush or something.
Yeah, someone made a
recently?
doll. Like literally yesterday, we got a tweet that was like, "Here's a doll I made of the." And I was like, this is great. This is the best day of my life."
It is that kind of level that sets you, like the fact that you do this show, you hang out in the Philadelphia Podcast Fest with us lowly podcasts. Thank you for joining us down here.
Yeah, once you're getting plushies, I mean that sets you to a whole new level.
Yeah, no one was more surprised about it than me. Like I was like, "What? Why? Why did you do this?"
Maybe
oh my
we
God.
do have dire wolves riding dragons.
Yeah. So you know how Campaign Pod does the wolves on motorcycles?
Yeah.
Yeah. So we do this podcast called Late to the Game of Thrones because I just started watching Game of Thrones about 2 months ago or something, and
I hear good things.
it's I've actually enjoyed it. You and I may even talked about how I didn't like
just
it.
can't.
That first episode is so bad.
I just didn't.
It's so
I
rough.
missed the boat on it, and I just don't feel like the urge to try to catch up.
Well, the only reason I'm doing it is because he knows I like to talk and I like to do a podcast. So he said, "Well, I'll do a podcast."
I
with you."
blackmailed him into it.
Yeah. And,
Solid plan.
and then we signed up to get a PO box because I don't know why. Not for the podcast. It's actually for his writing. But I piggybacked on it for our podcast. Everything is awesome. But I'm telling people to send pictures of dire wolves riding dragons to our PO box 177-481 South Oxford Valley Road.
P.O. Box 177.
Yes, PO box 177.
481 South Oxford Valley Road.
Fairless Hills, PA 19030. So artists out there, no Sharpies.
I like how you're still fighting about that. No Sharpies, no
no
pencils.
stick figures, no pencil. You can use a pencil, but erase the pencil.
okay.
Yeah, you can trace it with no Sharpies.
I thought there needed to be color.
No, there's got to be color too. Come
I
on.
feel like that's a lot of real specific guidelines.
Yeah, like I'm up here. You guys have to deliver.
Yeah, right. Like
We have a PO box, Mike.
That's how you know.
I mean, maybe we have a plushie. We don't know.
That's true. We might.
We don't check.
It might have been for the guy before who was getting the weird Asian magazines.
So before we bring our other guest out, I'm so not prepared, but we wanted to play a game.
all right.
Last time we had O here, we got our asses handed to us. But with you, I figured we play a game of some sort.
I like games.
And I asked you what you wanted to do, and you're like, I got nothing. So I brought up from the people that run Campaign Pod, the One Shot Podcast Network, and their Kat and James.
James and Kat, yeah.
They created a game called Noisy Person Cards.
I
They
love noisy
have-
person cards. It's
as-
real fun though.
Have you played it before?
Yeah, it's real
okay.
fun.
Okay.
I played it with them
That's-
actually
that's
at last Metatopia. They were play testing it before they did the Kickstarter, and I got to play with them, and it was great.
So it's a paper copy, so that's why it's all got lint included.
I feel like it's going to be really warm, these cards.
Yeah, I peed myself. They're going to be a little wet, too. So here, I'll let you handle this.
All right.
What we
Cards that I peed on.
yeah, the ones I peed on.
Well, that card is gone.
That card's gone.
We
Mike,
can't be giddy.
Nobody wanted to be giddy.
You
'cause
you
it's
shuffle those too.
Not getting
hold
out
your
of
beer.
This, not getting
so-
out of this chair.
So we'll let the audience be the judge, I think. So the three of us. The point of the game is to work on voices. If you're like a role player or voice actor or whatever, you can also actually play it as a game and win. There is a point system, but for our purposes, we're just.
I
Gonna,
gotta grab this card. Oh God! Bob Backlund is down.
I got. Yeah, your outfit is amazing.
Where's my
It's-
chest pocket? There it is.
It's something. Yeah, get up on that that outfit and his little pocket piece of Bob Backlund.
Pocket squares are over, and
It's
then
action figures.
action figures are the new pocket squares.
I'll have to
Get
remember
with the
that.
times.
Camo pants are the new slacks.
I
That's
mean,
how-
slacks are still good though. Like, let's not go knocking slacks. Slacks are gonna be in style forever.
I feel like I would be fired if I showed up to work like this, but it's a good thing I don't care.
Fair.
I'll tell them.
So we're gonna draw one character card that we each have to do a voice for. But we each have 7 cards, 7
Sure, 7
conversation.
cards, yeah.
We'll do 7. So we'll have conversation pieces that we can pick one that we think best fits the character Mike's going to draw. As we kill a little bit more time while Jeff helps pass things out here. That's your conversation pieces. Our audience will be the judge out there to see who does the best voice for the character given. Thank you. And I don't. We'll do like maybe 3 characters. I think makes sense.
Okay.
You're the co-host. You're
The heck
supposed
do
to-
I know?
All right. So here's the rest. All right, Mike. What's that first character card?
This first one is part-time employee.
Part-time employee. All
All
right.
right. We'll let the guest go first, Jeff.
All right. Hold on. While I gotta look through the cards.
Yeah. Okay.
You've been making me do work, so I don't know what I have in my hand.
I guess.
So hold on, I still don't know the rules.
So now, you have to think of a voice that you would do as a part-time employee. Pick one card that you have in your hand now.
And you have to say
And you
what's
say
on.
it as your part-time employee voice.
Now there's little adjectives on the bottom here.
So the way the adjectives work is there's 2 instances in which the adjectives can come into play. If you don't want to do a voice, you can instead say you're going to be an enthusiastic part-time employee, just taking a card off the top of the deck. And then that way we both have to go in and do an enthusiastic part-time employee.
Oh, okay.
The other way is if there's a tie, if it comes down to 2 of us, then the 2 of us would have to then we could use that as a tiebreaker of like, now you have to do that voice but also enthusiastic.
Oh, okay. All right. So you're doing it first, right?
Yeah. All right. Get ready.
I like how you're getting limber and everything.
You can get the clean blade without the scabbard, but there are no refunds when it cuts through your bag of holding and you are just knee deep in caltrops. Okay?
See, unfair advantage. Unfair advantage.
Are you a part-time employee?
Jeff had 2 games on his show that were, one of them was for the podcast fest, right?
Yeah.
Where it basically is Clerks. It's Clerks as a tabletop. It's how, the fact that I didn't do it is actually kind of amazing, but and you played part-time employees basically.
No, they were both full-time
Oh,
employees.
yeah, they were full-time, but then they were just
Jamie
slackers.
Dawson at the hold on, oh god, what was it? It was the Caldor.
Caldor
in
was the first
Patterson,
one.
New Jersey.
Yes.
And then the second one I was Rick. Oh god, what was his last name? Bruce. No, it was Bruce Hardaway, but his friends called him Hard Rick.
Yes.
And he was the bassist for a band called Blood and Guts. They did Warped Tour. They opened for the Bouncing Souls. But it was a ska show, so there were 8 opening bands, and they were the first of the 8.
You knew this guy's entire life.
Yeah, I love Jeff doesn't half-ass any of his stuff. Like when he has a great
he
idea-
whole asses everything.
I commit.
Yeah, and so unfair advantage. You want to go next, or do you want me to go next?
I'll go next.
All right.
Oh yeah, well, if the Dark Lord wants the head of the Chosen One, he can provide childcare while we sack the countryside.
Not as good. Not as good.
Yeah, well, mine's gonna be awful now.
That's why I wanted to go first.
Do you want mummy root? Because That's how you get mummy rot.
A valiant attempt.
You're the judge because the other judge left. If I have to say, I want to give it to Jeff.
I say so.
All right.
Yeah.
So give him the character card, and then we pick another.
There you go, sir.
All right.
Let's pick a new character card. I'm not going to refill us to 7.
All right.
Yeah, we don't have time for this. Pick a new character card.
Pickpocket.
Pickpocket. Mike, you go first.
All right. Give me a moment here.
All right. Yeah, that's. Mm-mm-mm.
There we go. This is the perfect one for a pickpocket.
Let's hear it.
Hey, is that a dagger under your cloak, or did you just come to see another dungeon unprepared? That's my pickpocket.
Okay, I guess I'll go next.
I made him more of a scoundrel.
You know what I'm going with for a pickpocket.
Oh my, no. No, you're going to offend so many people of so many different cultures.
Thief. Actions speak louder than silent, still meta magic spells. Please fight more quietly.
See, now, what did you think that was, out of curiosity?
Offensive?
To, like, all sensibilities,
Just-
right?
Just that's really what I would have gone with. That would be
All right,
the
audience opinions. What was that?
I would have liked to have been pickpocketed by that.
You're like, it's almost soothing. That's supposed to be his French impression. It's the game is
Actions speak louder than silent, still.
Oh, is that French?
it's French.
Whoa!
It's French.
That's way more. That's not French. That's way racist.
It was really, really bad. Like, he went from, like, Lumiere to, like, scientists studying Godzilla. Like, all in one breath.
No, he went
And the best-
specifically to like Mickey Rooney in Breakfast at Tiffany. Like,
The best part is, so this is the voice of his D&D character. And his D&D character, he's getting better because every quest, or like every statement was an upward inflection. So it was like the really bad French every single time.
That's my voice, guys.
so. Oh, it does sound. Yeah, it's okay.
You could just speak as yourself and still win this round.
So we all agree it would be petty to leave Ferrick's body and sell his +1 sword, but this is a +2 sword we're talking about here.
We'll just end that too. We don't need the audience.
Yeah.
All right.
Reckon this.
One more character card, and then we'll bring out our next guest.
The Lich King.
Oh man. Okay. I guess I'll go first for this one. Okay. I don't have a Lich King voice. Is he like is he like a
Think Arthas from World of Warcraft. The guy who,
human?
well, he was human, then he was undead.
Okay. Got it. Let's turn it up.
Who in this room are you trying to seduce poorly right now? Is it me? It's not working. It's working on Steve.
Is it me? Is this whole thing a ruse? Because I'm flattered. I'm not saying no.
You had me at Pocket Square.
Let's turn it up to the hot. I can't do it. So it's let's turn it up to the hottest. It's about to get cray cray.
I don't like it. I don't like it.
I gotta do this face because he doesn't have skin. Do you ever look at the clouds and think, I'll bet there's an army of cloud people up there waiting for us to drop our guard? We march on the skies at dawn.
See, how am I supposed to follow that? You're not even going to let me do it.
Yeah, I will take my third card. Thank you.
All right. Thanks, Jeff,
Yeah.
for hanging out, playing a game with us. If you want to hang out, well, I guess we're out of chairs and microphones, but you can hang out close by in case something
Yeah, I'll
wrestling
stand over here.
comes by. So then our next guest, make sure you find Jeff. Where can they find your podcast?
You
Let's
can
get
find
that in.
Party of One at soundcloud.com/partyofonePodcast. You can find me on Twitter at partyofonepod. You can also find all my fantasy children at Twitter, AMFC_podcast, and soundcloud.com/allmyfantasychildren.
All right. Thanks, Jeff. Always fun to talk to you.
Oh yeah, thank you.
I'm sure if our next guest brings up wrestling, or if I bring it up,
Yeah,
we'll hear your
I'll
opinion.
slide
I'm just
over.
gonna say I was trained by the founder of Chikara,
One of them, yeah.
and I can't get a Chikara guy on my podcast. Yet I listen to your podcast, and
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Not really sure how that happened. kind of happened accidentally.
he didn't have Reckless on, but
Yeah, I had for my 1 year I had Ophidia and the Cobra and Kate Nix on. That was a great episode. Yeah, it happened kind of accidentally. We found ourselves playing the 1996 Men in Black role-playing game together.
You don't remember any of it, right?
I don't remember any of it. But literally after the game, I was like, "Hey, let me ask you something." It's like I got one shot at this. Let me see. Let me ask you.
yeah, but literally trained by one of the founders of Chikara. Can't get anyone on. Super fan gets a guy on.
You know?
All right, so our next guest tonight is going to serenade us. He is part of Danger Club. He is the solo act for How I Became Invisible. He was part of my favorite band of all time, Robots and Race Cars. Please welcome Nicholas Reed. I didn't realize I cut that so long.
It's the porta potty song.
That is the song I have to get every dime out of, because right after I secured the rights to use for the Zomcast, we got a cease and desist from AMC. But thanks for letting me use your song.
I
know
didn't
you
know
had
about
no
it. I had no idea about it.
Your manager gave me the ability to do it,
Well,
and
good for him. I saw time zero out of that.
listen. Once I pay it off, I have nothing to do with it.
I work and slave over a hot acoustic guitar in my living room. Write a song about zombies and then for a podcast to use.
Whenever you're gonna play,
Yeah.
just let me know and we'll just put your mic.
Okay.
Yeah,
You want to kick us off with a song before we?
yeah, man.
All right.
Why not?
All right. So
Let's
yeah,
see if-
let's do that.
See if we'll do this thing. Light this candle. Wow, wow. I don't know what song I'm going to play yet. I haven't really thought about it.
Well, we can.
That sounds in tune, kind of. Sure, why not? Yeah, I'll do a Danger Club song. We just put an album out.
Yes,
You know that?
yeah, I bought it. I bought the pre-order and the debut song. What's the name of the debut? The one that
Arsonists was the first single we put out.
the one
That was like a couple months ago.
no, the one that you just released a couple days ago. That
the C word.
yes,
The
that's
C word.
really excellent, really excellent.
And actually, ironically enough, the one song of the album I did not write.
Well,
At least lyrically, I did not write that song lyrically.
all right, I'm sure. See, I like everything you guys did for Robots. I enjoyed, so I'm sure once I get that album, I'll love it.
All right, well, this is on that album. You can get it at dangerclubpa.com. It's called The Good Times Are Over, and this song is called I'm Not In This For Your Revolution. I don't have a life, it's just outdated cartography. I'm calling my biography. It seemed like a good idea at the time. I lost some blood along the way, along with friends I can't replace. So give it up for one more chance. I'm making something worth this. So let's hear it for the black and long, for the lost remorse and the broken home, and the last 2 years gone, long gone away. Optimism's in short supply, being positive has passed me by, and I can't help the feeling that I'm always in my own way. So take this and break it, we all know it's just another reason for you to complain. We'll make it or fake it, it's also relative, and the ending is always the same. We move on till the light's gone, and it's one more night spent waiting for a fall. saying everything's old and the future is dead. And I know that you don't care, know that you don't understand. And I may be heartless, but I don't need an anchor. So here's to the night I let go of my anchor. And I know that you don't care, I know that you don't understand. It's like $4.95 in the back of my head, saying everything's old and the future is dead. And I know that you don't care, know that you don't understand. And I may be heartless, but I don't need an anchor. So here's to the night I let go of my anchor. And I know that you don't care, know that you don't understand. Know that you don't care, know that you don't understand.
Woo!
Yeah, give that back to Kevin.
Excellent, man. Where so tell me about Danger Club. When, because you have been, we've known each other for 9 years almost now, ever since I started podcasting. And I feel like Danger Club's more of a more recent endeavor, right?
That is definitely true. Danger Club, it's a bunch of guys from a band that Robots used to play with called Kickback Tomorrow.
Okay, yeah.
Remember those guys? With obviously minus the female singer from that band.
Okay, yeah.
They were at a crossroads about what they wanted to do, so they were auditioning singers. This was about, I'd say, 2 years ago at this point, a little under 2 years. And as a joke, I was like, "Hey guys, instead of auditioning, can I just send you this album that you already own and this other album that you've heard because you played with us 8 million times?" And they're like, "Yeah, sure, you want to come in and audition? Here's a bunch of stuff to learn." So I came in and sang Fall Out Boy, Sugar We're Going Down, and Something Corporate, Hurricane, and what was it? Counting Crows, Einstein on the Beach, and Newfound Glory, My Friends Over You as an audition. And they're like, "Okay, so do you want to start writing lyrics now?" And yeah, so we just kind of started. I'd had like a bunch of songs, like lyric ideas for I'd started working on a rock opera and then kind of got lost in the middle of it and said, "Well, I'm not finishing this."
Mm-hmm.
So I used a lot of what I had written for that, and then kind of edited and fit and wrote new stuff, and we put an album together eventually.
Well, and that's what just this is the first album, right?
Yeah, we'd put out a 2-song single, like basically a few months after we'd been playing together for a while. We recorded 2 songs, and which was the one I just played.
Okay.
I'm Not in This for Your Revolution, and then one we called The Blinking Light on Top of the Mountain because I loved Welcome to Night Vale, and people liked them. So we just said, okay, well, we guess we're going to write some more and put this album together. And so it took a while. Like, we'd had the album, like, written, and we finished recording back in February. And it just took forever to get it mixed and then do album art and then get everything together for it. And just finally, it came out last Friday.
Now, because I remember the process for Rage Quit with Robots. Because that was when I was still doing the Stabcast. So I was very much around to hear about that process. And it was the Danger Club one harder, easier?
Different, because Rage Quit was the summation of like accretion of a lot of years. There was songs we'd written like years ago, like in terms of Robots, there were songs we'd written like years before then that we ended up using as stuff that we wrote a song in the studio.
Okay.
But that kind of came together because we had the spine of the Robot Zombie Apocalypse 4-parter as like the album to tie everything together.
Okay.
So we knew we could move things around in there, at least have like, the album had like a through line for it. Danger Club was more, it wasn't exactly written in sequence. Like I said, the one song I didn't write, that was written by our guitar player, Sean, and he nailed it. Like the C Word is an amazing song to the point that it sounds like a song I would write. and our producer heard it, and he's like, "Oh, this is the best song Nick's ever written." I'm like, "Well, Bruce, about that, thanks."
And he's the guy, Bruce W. is the guy you've used for as long as I remember, as far as going back to at least Rage Quit, right?
Yeah, Rage Quit was, well, I had done, did we do anything with him for Rage Quit? We had done I'd done a single with Frankie for How I Became Invisible with Bruce, years before then. And it never got released because we never finished it. But that was the first Robots thing we did with him, was that one, yeah.
So wait, how old is How I Became Invisible? Because I remember that after Robots.
Well, I adopted that as the name for my solo thing in 2008.
Oh, okay.
I'd always just put stuff out. I've had 17 different solo names since I started playing music when I was a kid, and nothing ever really happened with it. And then I needed a MySpace name, so I have these recordings I did with Ian, and I'd done 2 studio tracks acoustically, which I wanted to put out, so I needed to think of a name, and I put up 4 different names, and people voted on it. It was How I Became Visible, Lemon Yellow Black, 100 Resolutions, and I forget what the 4th one was, but How I Became Visible won overwhelmingly.
And so you said since you were a kid, how long have you been playing? Because you're what, mid-30s?
Yeah.
How long have you been playing?
That's as accurate as I'm going to get. I've been playing since I got my guitar when I was 13.
Oh wow!
But this is what I always tell people is I'm self-taught, but I did take lessons. I showed up at the local music store. My mom had signed me up for lessons. They taught me how to tune the guitar. They taught me what the strings are. They taught me how to play Smells Like Teen Spirit. And then my teacher stopped showing up.
Usually it's the student.
Yeah, no, he I showed up every week and he was just never there. So halfway through the lesson time, I would just walk over to the comic book store. And then they're like, "Oh, we're so sorry. My mom had kept paying for the lessons. I was just not learning anything." So they're like, "Oh my God, there was this huge big to do." So they got another teacher, and she left for tour the second lesson. So I just said, "Well, screw this. I'm teaching myself." I sat down with the Bush 16 Stone album and learned how to play guitar.
See, I can't even imagine trying to teach myself anything musical. I guess because I'm tone deaf at the end of the day.
That would be problematic.
Because Mike's the same way. I remember going back to I think 5th grade in music class, and you just sitting at the piano and listening. You listened to the Jurassic Park theme once and did it.
Yeah, but that's as far as I can go, is one note at a time.
But,
I don't know chords. I don't.
Yeah, but you just did Game of Thrones.
Very poorly.
Whatever. Better than what I can do. What I'm saying is it's just I'm more of a talk guy. I like talk radio, but the music I'm into is usually very localized. Hence, it's not a lie when I say Robots is my favorite band.
You can do better.
Well, so can we talk about Robots?
Yeah, why not?
Because the first thing I want to say is I saw something. Do you run their Twitter, the Robots Twitter?
We all have access
Okay.
to it.
Because I saw a while ago a little tease of, do you guys want to see Robots get back together?
Yeah, Frankie does that.
Oh, okay.
Frankie does that every so often just to screw with people.
Oh.
And because we all kind of do really want to do something. It's just we don't have a place we can get together and practice.
Well, you guys, you're not close anymore. Right?
Yeah,
you're
we
all,
are.
Oh, are you?
Matthew was the best man at my wedding.
No,
he meant physically close.
I meant physically.
No, I live 5 minutes from Matthew.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, it was a couple months. I guess when you lived back in Newtown,
Yeah.
he moved to Jersey, and that's when I thought everyone lived far away from one another.
Yeah, no, it's part of it was that I lived way farther away for a while. I lived up in Pipersville for a while, and part of it was we didn't have a place to practice. Part of it was Jordan was just not interested in doing it at the time. He was very busy, and the few times we've gotten together since then, at my wedding, at Matthew's wedding, at Frankie's wedding, at Jordan's wedding.
Oh wow, you're all married.
Yeah, we're
now.
all married now.
I didn't know Frankie and Jordan were.
Yeah.
Well, congrats to Robots.
Whenever we be together, people be like, "Yo, we need to get together and play more." And every time I hang out with Matthew, same thing. We just talk about it. Matthew and Frankie both came to the Danger Club record release show last week, and we were talking about it there because we saw this Philly band we got to open for is called Teenage Bigfoot. They're fucking great. They're super old school punk band.
Oh, okay.
And
very cool.
I'm watching them, and I told Matthew, I really want to play bass now. I haven't played bass in forever.
Well, and that's what you play when you're with Robots, right?
Yeah, I play bass and sing in that.
yeah.
Matthew plays guitar and sings. Frankie plays drums and sings. And Jordan stands there and looks pretty.
I remember, we met you guys not Mike. Mike met you in his house. But I met you guys at the Troc for, was it the City of Brotherly Love thing, or was it something else?
I don't know. We played there a lot.
Yeah. But yeah, I remember meeting you guys, and then Matthew and I realizing that we've known each other from like our previous people that we dated. Like they went to high school together, and it was just like a small world and whatnot. But yeah, I'm one for a robots reunion because I love the robot. But Danger Club I love too. It's right that type of music that I love.
Yeah.
Do you want to play something else?
Sure.
Are you feeling up to it?
Yeah.
I think we got time for one more.
One more?
I have like.
Well, what do you want to play?
No, nothing. I don't know.
We can
You
do.
never gave me
Let him steal your microphone, damn it.
You never gave me a blueprint
Here,
for
use
what
this
I was
one.
doing today, so I was just kind of like, I don't know.
Because I have like 15% left on my phone, so we have 15% of time left.
Okay. Yeah, if you want to do one or two more.
I could do a How We Became Visible song.
Yeah, let's
no,
do that.
You know what? Hold on. If I
Oh.
can do two more, I'm going to do a cover.
Okay, that's great.
an idea. Unless you want to hear a robot song. I don't know. You need to tell me what I should be doing. I'm at your mercy, son.
I want you to do what you want to do. What makes you happy? Because I want to hear the best.
All right. Let's do a cover. Why not? Would it bring it down a bit? This is a song by Brand New. Jesus Christ, that's a pretty face. Kind of find someone I could say if they don't put me away. It'll be a miracle. You believe you're missing out. Everything good has happened somewhere else with nobody in your bed, and that's hard to get through. And I die all alone. And then I won't know anyway. Jesus Christ, I'm alone again. But what did you do the 3 days you were dead? 'Cause this problem's gonna last more than a weekend. And Jesus Christ, I'm not scared to die, but I'm a little bit scared of what comes after. Do I get the gold chariot that floats through the ceiling? Do I divide and pull apart? No, I do slide to hold back all my dark. And the ship went down inside of land, and at the gates where Thomas asked to see my hands, my hands. La da 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 da. I know you're coming in the night like a thief. Well, I've had some time, oh Lord, to hone my lying technique. I know you think that I'm someone you can trust. Well, I'm scared, I get scared, and I swear I try to nail you back up. And if you think that we could work out the sun, so know it's you and that it's over, so I won't even try. I know you're coming for the people like me. We all got wooden nails, we turn out hate in factory. We all got wooden nails, turn out our hate in factory.
My throat hurts just listening to you.
Oh, that ain't nothing, bro. You need to go to a Danger Club show.
I do.
Like, I
you know,
end up screaming my head off at them.
I miss going to these local shows because they're always so entertaining. You guys, everything I've seen you do, which is mainly robots and anything you guys post online, but you guys are always way into it no matter what the crowd. I remember a show you guys did at the Great American Pub in Street Road in Ben Salem.
Jesus, that show.
I remember that, and you guys were just so into it, despite it being at like a diner. It was just great. I love that mindset or whatever it is.
Well, I feel like if you're not going to put your whole heart into it, what's the point of doing it?
Exactly.
I'm not going to half-ass punk rock.
All right, you got one more for us?
Yeah, I put out a solo album called How I Became Visible Planetary, which is you can get it at howibecameinvisible.com for free. Or pay what you like. I mean, if you want to throw me some bucks, you can do that too, but whatever. It's a concept album. Every song is about a planet. And this song, I think, is very appropriate at this time. Though maybe a little bit less angry than I would normally think for this time. Let me just say one thing. The Danger Club album was written basically over a year ago.
Okay.
Like, the majority of it was written last year in the time of, like, Black Lives Matter and a lot of the awful stuff that was happening to people out there. And so I was real angry about that. So that's what a lot was fueling that. And then, things seemed like they were maybe getting better. People were bringing awareness. And then, last week happened, and then my album's relevant again. And I'm like, what the shit?
It's
like,
so...
the very end of the album is basically saying, we have to resist and defy. I'm like, God damn it.
So what you're saying, it's your fault.
Yeah, exactly. It's my fault. I was protesting against nothing, and now I'm protesting against something. Anyway, this is the opposite of that. This song is, it's on the Planetary album. It's called Earth. We're all in this together. Sometimes I forget to breathe when I open up my eyes to the realization that we have wasted all this time. We passed hours into days with no certainty of faith, but all our hands are holding on to all the ways we are still alone. Take heart as we sail through space. You're never in one place. We are all everywhere. The moon and the sun still up there. Take heart, my brother, won't you? My sister, we love you still. And if I stop spinning, well, at least we have the time we shared all together. Whoa, we're in this together. Whoa, it won't be forever. Whoa, hold on to each other. Whoa, and I'll stay here beneath your feet. So keep your heads up and keep your hearts free. I won't give up on you if you don't give up on me. Now on the album there's this like huge anthemic emotional guitar solo here, but you're just gonna have me talking over it because I can't play solo and the rhythm at the same time because I'm not that talented. Anyway, you guys should see Hamilton. Stand by through everything. We're all in this together. So raise your voice and start to sing. Whoa, we'll stand by through everything. We're all in this together. So raise your voice and start to sing. Whoa, we'll stand by through everything. We're all in this together. So raise your voice and start to sing. Whoa, we'll stand by you through everything.
Take on my brother, won't you? My sister, we love you still. And if I stop spinning, well, we'll stand by you through everything. We're all in this together. So raise your voice and start to sing.
Nicholas, thank you.
Thank you.
I love listening to you play all the time. Definitely have to talk to you on the show again so that we can actually have a discussion about your musical past and whatnot. But
Can I
thank
throw out
you.
one plug?
Yeah, totally.
DangerClubPA.com. We actually have a gig coming up. It's not official yet, so I can't give out a lot of details, but I believe it's going to be December 3rd, I think.
Right around the corner.
Yeah, and it's supposed to be in Philly. So keep an eye out. Go to Facebook, Danger Club PA, Twitter, Danger Club PA, Instagram, Tumblr, my butt. We're on Spotify, iTunes, Amazon, Google. We're on all that stuff. You can
Buy
find our
the
music.
album. It's great.
It's some hot fire.
You can get a T-shirt.
Yeah.
Is that still
you
available?
You get a Bray Wyatt T-shirt.
So before I let you
Quote
go,
unquote Bray Wyatt T-shirt.
before I let you go, because we do have a wrestling fans in the crowd.
Hello, crowd.
What's?
100% of your crowd.
Yeah, that's accurate.
This is probably the best chance we have to talk about.
I just because backstage you mentioned something about the state of wrestling today, and I just want to what's your thoughts on WWE?
Do we have enough time for that?
Okay, wow.
I could talk for literally an hour about this.
Let's go with your 2-sentence mission statement on wrestling today.
You should watch NXT. SmackDown's doing pretty good. Raw can go fuck itself. Other than Kevin Owens, who is the best person in the goddamn world.
I feel like the NXT thing is you, Jeff, and you. I think you told me to watch NXT.
I have opinions.
Shout it out.
I think the golden age of NXT is honestly passed since probably Samoa Joe has been in the title scene for about a year now. I think it's still good, but I think that the golden age probably ended the minute Sasha got pinned by Bayley. Like that was sort of the swan song of NXT as a thing that I loved.
Sorry, if I may.
Go ahead.
Yes.
Hi, Jen, producer of Party of One. The golden age of NXT is undoubtedly May 2013 until August of 2015. Sami Zayn's debut on NXT until Sasha Bayley won in Brooklyn.
So I missed it. Is what you're
There's
saying.
some hot takes. Fresh out the oven.
We'll have to have a wrestling special with every guest that I have on that's passionate about wrestling because I'm really out of the game and I want to get back in. And
Listen, you should just watch Kevin Owens. And
Just watch Kevin Owens.
Pay attention to him.
All
He's
right.
the best person in the world.
that's what I've heard. A lot of good things
He's
about
such
him.
a piece of shit. I love him. His character's a piece of shit.
Yeah, he seems like a good guy. Like if you, on Twitter and whatnot, like he's a family man. He seems like an overall good guy. Thanks for everyone who came out, who watched on the stream. If you enjoyed the show, consider listening to the podcast on awesomepodcast.com, iTunes, Google Play, Stitcher, all the other great services that podcasts can be found. Subscribe and leave a 5-star review. iTunes.
What are you watching?
All right, stop. Wind it back. Take 2. All right, edit point. Hold on. We need an edit point. We need an edit point.
Leave a 5-star review on iTunes because that iTunes math does wonders for the show. Thank you to Nicholas. Check out his music on DangerClubPA.com, HowIBecameInvisible.com, everywhere that the social media is at. Thanks to Jeff Stormer. Check out Party of One podcast and all my fantasy children, where podcasts can be found. And of course, thanks to my co-host Mike DeAngelo. Check out Tellest on Tellest.com. Thank you to Steve and BridgeSet Sound for hosting us today. It's great to be somewhere with a sound guy. New York can go fuck itself. He made us sound like $1 million. And one last thing. Someone close to me passed away from cancer very recently. So I started this brand ambassador thing with the people of Fuck Cancer. It's very much the opinion of everyone, I'm sure, but that mindset fits the person I lost. So we're a brand ambassador for that. Check it out at fcancer.awesomepodcast.com if you want to help support cancer research and all the good stuff. For Everything is Awesome, I am Kev. You can find us on awesomepodcast.com. We've been awesome, guys. Woo!
Hey there, super friends. It's Kev chiming in before we end the show just to let you know that we started a brand new Patreon for year 2. In our second year of Everything is Awesome, we want to do bigger and better things. We've got rid of our old Patreon. Patreon.com/thatentertains is our brand new Patreon. We decided that instead of having multiple Patreons that we would promote between That's Entertainment, Everything is Awesome, and all our other projects, like our web series and other podcasts that we're starting to launch, that we would have one overall Patreon that you guys could help support. That way, it's your money is, you only have to pledge once. By pledging once, you allow us to make the much needed upgrades we need to have the highest quality of content that you deserve. That includes our podcasts, like Everything is Awesome. That includes our monthly skits that we plan on doing. We have one coming up in February. What this Patreon is going to allow you to do when you support us is it's going to allow you to get early access to things. It's going to allow you to get bonus content, exclusive content. It's going to allow you to get merchandise if we get to that point. So a lot of cool things. Head to patreon.com/thatentertains to see how you can support Everything is Awesome, That's Entertainment, making bigger and better things in 2017 in our second year of operation. It will mean the world to us, and if you can't support that way, we understand. Remember, your support does not mean it has to be money. This show will always be for free, and you can support us easily by going to that Patreon, or you can support us by going to iTunes and leaving a 5-star review. That iTunes math helps big time. And of course, word of mouth recommendations. That helps a lot. The more ears on this thing, the better. So once again, thank you for your continued listenership, and we hope to see you on patreon.com/thatentertains, iTunes, or we hope to hear that someone recommended it to you. Thanks, and remember, you have been awesome.
Everything is Awesome is part of Courts and Parts, a podcast network featuring pop culture, TV, movie, and geek podcasts. Check out some of our other shows, like TV Ate My Brain, Let's Chat with Revelin Friends, and Podstalgic at courtsandparts.com.